Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video where we are doing 3 looks with my self-made palette. This beauty right over here. This is look number 1. The second and the third look are still a mystery to me as well. Let's do a quick recap of what my palette looked like. So these are all single shades or shades that were removable from other palettes that I created my own palette with. It's supposed to be an end of the summer, transitioning into fall kind of palette. And yeah, I already had a lot of fun with it today. I clearly chose more of the pinky purple route, but I'm looking forward to doing some very warm orangey yellow and even green looks as well. So yeah, that's the quick recap. If you want to see how I created this palette, what my thought process was behind it, I'll link that video down below and it'll also appear at the end of this video. So yeah, without any further ado, subscribe if you like makeup and fashion content, and let's hop into look number 1. Hello and welcome to look number 1. So let's take a look at my palette. Ooh, some chunks are falling off. I'm wearing a sweater with some blue in it today, but there's no blue in this palette. So I'm thinking maybe we could go the purple pink route. I think that would be cute. I mean, green would also work fine, but I think I want to do the purple route. So I'm going to make a wing with the deep purple using this slanted fluffy brush. It's not going to be a very precise wing. Kind of something like this. I think this is that purple from the Minka palette. So it's a nice color, but it's a really buildable shade. Nothing too intense. I like that. I'm filming a fashion haul right after this. So I guess I don't want it to be too extravagant. We'll see if it works. I want my wing to be a little bit more straight like this one. I saw a girl in a video recently and she had these baby wings, but they were really straight and I kind of like the look. So I'm going to clean it up and we'll have a look a little bit more like this. Now, I want to take the shade, which is Glazier's Mark from Cleona. I'm just going to take it with my finger. I think this is more of a duochrome, but it's a very strong blue-purple duochrome. And I'm going to put this on the outer half of my lid. It feels really good to play with eyeshadow again. I couldn't for a couple of days. Not because of any reason, I was just too busy. So yeah, it's always nice. And also I know that eyeshadow isn't as popular anymore, and it sort of influences me as well to do even more simple looks just using one shade. And that just doesn't make a very nice video, does it? I mean, this is borderline boring already. At least I'm afraid it is. But I mean, this eyeshadow definitely makes up for it. Look how pretty it is. So with another finger, I'm going into Parsec from Lethal, this one. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of my eye. And I honestly have never mixed these two. Look at that. Because I feel like this one from Lethal is a lot more warm pink with a lot of orange and yellow in it and some green. Whereas the other one is way more cool toned. So I never mix them. But since they are in my palette, I might as well, right? So yeah, this is one of my favorite shades. I love it. Now I'm going to take a small flat brush. I'm going to do something on the lower lash line. And that something is going to be this pink matte from the Lethal palette, After Dark, I think it's called. Just running this all along the lower lash line. Building it up a little bit. I'm not even going to put anything shimmery on top. I like this. Then we need something of an inner corner. I put 2 options in my palette. This one and this one. And even though it looks very evident to me that I should pick this one, because for me it looks pink, in the viewfinder or in my phone, it kind of looks green, but I know that this one is green and gold. I just know, even though it kind of looks more pink right now. So I'm going to go for the other one, which is Glisten by Cleona. It's a very fragile shade. So I only tapped a couple of times and this much came off. But it's a really nice transformer. Like, look, it kind of looks white with pink right now. And sometimes it does look green. But it's a beautiful inner corner shade. It's just really fragile. I really shouldn't put this in a palette that I'm traveling with. But I did. I'm not really sure if it's also pretty underneath the brows. Anyway, this is the finished eyeshadow look. I'll finish the rest of my makeup and I'll show you the result. I'm back. This is my finished look. I like it. It's a little bit 80s. I'll give you that. But I still like it. I kind of like the fact that there's some warm pink, peach, and then some cool pink, blue. Like those different types of tones next to each other. I actually think that looks pretty cool, and I would have never thought of doing that if it wasn't for my own palette. So I'm quite happy with the first look. That's it for the first look, and let's hop into the second one. We're rapidly losing light here, but that's no issue because I have my ring light, and I wanted to do a second look because it's been about a week and I kind of want to finish this video up before I start building my next palette. So let's get right into it. Today, I want to make it a little bit more dramatic. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's do a really green look. I'm really interested in this shade. I want to put it all over my lid. I want to make a very grunge type of look. So I'm going to start with my flat blender brush and I'm going into this green shade. And I'm going to make the crease a little bit more dramatic than I have been doing recently. So yeah, I'm going to put it near the lash line, but also really in the outer corner. You know, I thought it was going to be light long enough, but it really isn't. Let me fix another light. I feel like this works too. I'll try to mainly do my looks with natural light moving forward, but you know, with my internship coming up, I'm just not sure how feasible that is. We'll see. This color truly builds for days. It almost looks black. Just a little bit in that outer corner on the lower lash line because I like that shape. I don't always do this anymore, but when I work with this dark colors and this much, I feel like you need something to balance it out. I'm going to take a fluffy brush which already has a lot of green on it, and I'm of course going to take that lighter matte green over there, and if I need it, I'm also going to take that lighter yellow to blend out this one, but we'll see how far we get. Yeah, I like that. And it's difficult not to have this not go too far, because once you start blending, there's usually no end to it. But I'm really trying to not go too far with this one. All right, that looks nice. I think we can add that amazing shimmer that I was talking about. I think this is from an Adept palette. Oh yeah. It's a super metallic shade. It doesn't have any duo or multichrome aspects to it, but it's just so shiny. And I mean, in this lighting, it is working. So I'm just slowly tapping that all over. But I'm trying, of course, to leave a little bit of that dark and that green shade visible. But I always like to tap my shades around a little bit. All right, we have a couple of options for what to do next. I'm definitely thinking this one for the inner corner, which is a gold to green shift. But I'm thinking that maybe on the lower lash line, it would be really fun to implement this yellow, which I also see with this orange, but I don't think there's any place for that anymore. Oh, I also had this gold. I kind of like the lethal one. let's go with that. I'm just taking this very flat, short shader brush and I'm going into that shade from Lethal, the yellow multichrome, which definitely has a lot of green in it, so I think the combination will be perfect. This is also not the most glittery shade, not at all in fact, it's more of a satin. I think that will look nice on this location. And then to finish it up, we're of course going into, I always forget, I think it's called antimatter. But it's this perfect gold green multichrome iridescent. I love using this. Even as I'm applying it, it looks more green and yellow over here and more gold and warm over here. Let me just smooth everything out a little bit with my finger. Yes, this looks really nice. A little bit more dramatic than what I have been doing, but I think it's fun. Maybe I'll look for a nice outfit to pair with it, but it's getting so dark. Anyway, this was me creating the eyeshadow look. Now we're going to hop into the finished result. Welcome back. This is my finished look. It's getting really dark now, but I'm just showing you the finished result. I like the way it came out. I played a little bit with some blush on my forehead, but thought it was a little bit too orange, so I decided to add some bronzer, which is also kind of orange, but a different type, less apricot-y. I used my favorite lip oil from the Fortnite X Makeup Revolution collection. Smells like bananas. But yeah, I really like the look. I remember to do my inner corners after doing my concealer. So of course you would have been able to see this better during the daytime, but hey, I did a second look and I'm proud of that. So without any further ado, let's hop into look number 3. Hi and welcome to look number 3. I'm looking real white again because I did apply my eyeshadow primer already and it is getting dark, so the contrast is a little bit high, I think. I really need to get my act together and start filming in the afternoon, but I'm just so tied to this after dinner period, I guess. I did dress the part today. I got this shirt in today, which I think is super cute. I'm wearing it with pink pants and it's a lot, but I like it. So let's do an eyeshadow look that matches it. I really want to play with a couple of different colors today, so I'm thinking let's do the deep purple, maybe this one, a little bit of orange. I feel like that's the route I want to take. But of course, this green would also look really nice with the shirt. You know what? I'm going to start with the yellow. I feel like it doesn't have to be so matchy-matchy. Maybe we can skip the green. I like this yellow. It's not insanely pigmented, but it is a very nice shade and it does build. I hope you can still see it with the high contrast. And if you have any tips to better simulate daylight than what I'm doing right now. Right now I have my normal room light, which is a little bit warm. But then I have my ring light on the cool setting, so it sort of counteracts. And then I also have another light which is sort of on a medium setting. Maybe I need some soft boxes. I would like to be able to film in the evening as well. If you have any thoughts, let me know. I like this yellow. In fact, I'm not even going to put any lime green on my eyes today. Instead, let's do another shade we haven't used yet. So I also have this neutral type of mauve shade. I think I'm going to use that to deepen things up with another brush. And this is another Viseart shade, so I think they'll create a really nice blend, and I'm already seeing it happening. There's something about Viseart mattes that they're not the most impactful right away, but they do build and they blend. And the pens are really cute and small. I think I'm going to keep this look a little bit more low contrast. And I'm not going to deepen this mauve up anymore. Instead, I'm taking a little bit more of that light yellow shade. and blend out the edges. Because my skin tone is so yellow, you really don't notice it unless you know it's there. For me, it gives a little bit of brightness. So now I'm thinking for the main lid shade, I want to do this one, which shifts from pink to gold orange type of shade. And then I'm going to put this orange shade on the lower lash line. Put this in my inner corner, and I think we'll have a full look. I'm going to start with that orange shade on my flat shader brush. I already love it. And I'm just wiping it off on my hand a little bit, and I'm going into that beautiful multi-chrome from Adept. I'm going to put that, you know what? Why am I even bothering? I'll use a finger. That'll work better. And I'm going back with that brush that had the yellow to blend out the edges. And just to show you what it would look like, I'm already putting my inner corner shade on. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to retouch that after I've done my concealer. And with that, we have our final look, of course, without any additional makeup. I'll go do that. I think it's a relatively simple one. I'm not sure if you can see the true beauty of that multi-chrome that I'm using, but it's pretty. It definitely, in some lighting, has that beautiful orange shift to it. Well, I've finished up the look and I'll show you the final look. I'm back. This is my finished look. It's definitely the most subtle one of the three, I think, but I do really like it. I think, wait, let me come close. Do you see the dimension in that? I think it's the Ponto shade from the Seahorse palette from Adept. I really like it. I really like this Viseart shade on the lower lash line. I like the low contrast. I kind of like this look overall. It kind of matches the vibe of my t-shirt. So yeah, that finishes up this series using my self-made palette. Now I'm going to close it, and then real soon I'm going to make another one. Maybe a going abroad palette, because I am in fact going abroad in a couple of days. So yeah, we'll see. Exciting times. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you did like it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.